How's it going, YouTube? Dylan and Charlie here, and we have another edition of Vaping for Noobs. So today we're going to be talking about CBD when you just heard about it online or something, or you read it on the news or whatever it may be. You're interested in trying it, but you don't really know what it is, what it does, or what questions you should be asking about it when you walk into a store. So we just want to give you guys a short little informational video about what you need to be looking out for, what types of products are available out there, and really just the kinds of questions you should be asking when you walk into a store. So
first we have a couple of we're kind of basing them on frequently asked questions or things you should know. And the first one that you should always be looking for is what delivery system you want to use.
Yeah, and so this is like the first thing that I get asked when people come in looking at CBD. And so the most popular one, the one that we talk about here the most, is vaping CBD. We're a vape shop. It's one of the more popular items that we sell. And when you vape CBD, the thing that's important to know about it is that it gets into your system immediately. So it's one of the fastest acting. Actually, it is the fastest acting way to get CBD into your system.
Yeah. But on the other side of that, it will also leave your system a little bit quicker as well.
Exactly.
It's not going to stay in your system as long. So if you need that quick burst of CBD, so I use it for anxiety. And when I'm having a panic attack, which I had not too long ago, I just vaped some CBD and it went away super, super quickly. So if you need those quick bursts of CBD, like for anxiety or panic attacks.
Or pain.
Pain's exactly. A big one. If you're having a bad twinge in your arm or in your leg and it's just starting to acting up even more than usual, a nice burst of CBD can definitely help that. So, and the next one is just the straight sublingual method.
And so in layman's terms, it just means on your tongue or under your tongue. A lot of these methods, they are MCT oil based or coconut oil based.
Or just straight hemp seed oil.
Yeah, but these methods are a little bit slower acting. They get metabolized in your liver. They take about 10 minutes to activate fully, and they do last a little bit longer, the effects. So this might be more popular for someone that's trying to make a habit out of using CBD on a daily basis.
Every morning after you shower in the morning, just pop a couple of those in.
Yeah, and also for chronic pain as well. So this is something that's going to last you a little bit longer all day. And you can still get stronger milligram strength too, depending on your pain level. So you have some versatility there as well. And then another one that I think is pretty popular.
Similar as well too.
Similar and popular is going to be the water-soluble method. So water-soluble basically just means that you can put it in a beverage, you can put it on cooked food, you can still vape it in a lot of cases because most of water-solubles are vegetable glycerin-based.
You can also still drop it under your tongue or on top of your tongue as well. Water-soluble just does everything. So if you're not 100% sure which method you want to use, or if you want to change up, if you want to vape it sometimes when you need it, or when you want to just put it in your tea or coffee in the morning, water-soluble is always a safe and easy bet.
Just one more method, and there's actually really two other big ones. Edibles. Activation time is very similar to that of your sublingual methods. They're going to take about 10 to 15 minutes to activate and are a little bit longer lasting. And then the last one is topicals, so things that you would rub on your skin. Those are really, really popular. They 10 to 15 minutes to fully activate as well. They're a little bit slower acting.
Well, and they can be used as sort of a local anesthetic for people with arthritis or like knee pain, or if your pain is generalized to one area. Those topical creams can just be applied directly to where the pain is.
Absolutely. And so the next thing that we're going to talk about, those are just kind of the general different delivery methods, is the different types of CBD products. And when we talk about types, we're talking broad spectrum, isolate, and full spectrum. So there's 3 different types of CBD products. And not everyone knows what that lingo means, so we're just going to kind of briefly give you an idea of what those 3 terms mean. So isolate, that just means that it's just CBD by itself, the product. There's no THC in it. There's more than likely not any terpenes in it. There's no other cannabinoids aside from CBD.
So you're not getting any THC, and sometimes you're only getting one CBD strain, like CBDA or CBDG or something similar to that. So it's probably not going to be as effective as like a full spectrum product.
The effects are going to be not as potent. They're going to be a little bit more short-lived, but they're also far more affordable.
Yes.
So CBD isolates are tending to be very, very cheap relative to their full spectrum equivalents. And they often, you can get vape liquids that have that are CBD isolates that have flavors to them. That's pretty common as well. But they're a nice, cheaper alternative for people looking to try CBD that don't necessarily need all the full benefits of it, but want it at an affordable price.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the other category would be full spectrum on the other end of the spectrum. Full spectrum will have typically a small amount of THC below the federal legal limit in most products, which is 0.3%. And it will also have a plethora of other cannabinoids in it. And this is a really, really good thing if you're looking to get the full effect of CBD, because you get what's called the entourage effect. So when you have all these other cannabinoids working together, they work a lot faster, they work a lot better in your endocannabinoid system, which is part of your nervous system that's responsible for the homeostasis. And so you're going to get a much more potent effect. It's going to typically last longer, but it's also more expensive. Full spectrum products are, on average, twice as expensive, if not more, than their isolate counterparts.
But I would say personally, from my using it for as long as I've been using it, I would say that personally I get a much better effect on a full spectrum product than I would get in isolate.
Yeah, so full spectrums they're going to be more than twice as potent in most cases. So you are getting your money's worth, and they are a lot more efficacious and for ailments, in particular pain, sleep, insomnia, things like that. But they do have a larger price tag to them.
Yeah.
But then there is another category that's a little bit more rare, but does exist. It's called broad spectrum. So broad spectrum products typically don't have any THC in them and have other cannabinoids in them. So it's kind of like the in-between. It doesn't have THC, it does have CBD, but it has more than just CBD. It typically has a couple different cannabinoids in it. It typically has terpenes in it. So you are going to get more for your buck, but also fall around the same price spectrum as a full spectrum product does.
Yeah.
So they're generally more expensive, but they also are pretty rare.
Yeah. Well, and so that's just a good wide range of products. There's something for everyone in those things. And of course, you can find isolates, full spectrum, and broad spectrum in all of the different things that we just talked about. Water soluble, topicals, and all the different kinds of
combustibles. That's actually one that we didn't mention. Smoking CBD is another viable option as well, and it's actually often more cost effective, just because there's a lot less processing that has to go into making that CBD product, so it's typically cheaper.
Yeah.
The
last thing that we're going to talk about is the companies themselves and looking at how transparent these companies are.
So what do we exactly mean by transparency? Well, how much information is readily available about that CBD product? So one thing that we really like here is that we offer lab results for almost every single CBD product that we offer. Now that might seem like it's unnecessary or extra, but it's something that's really important because you have to remember that this is not an FDA regulated product. There are no guarantees about what you're actually getting. And so being able to see in front of you what exactly is in that product, even if it's like, we don't expect everyone to be able to read lab results, that's totally fine. But just being able to say, okay, well, I see a percentage of CBD and THC in there and, CBN, etc. Okay, it's actually a full spectrum product.
Yeah.
But having lab results readily available is a big point. And then the other one I would say is just the people that you're buying from, whether or not they're able to give you this information, or if they even really know where their hemp product is sourced from.
Yeah.
So that's another big one.
Yeah, all the products that we carry, we either have the lab results in here for you to look at while you're in the shop, and you can even take them home after you buy the product, or all of that information is online on each individual company's website.
And it's easy to find.
And it's easy to find, or it's searchable. So with something like Hemp Lucid, on the bottom of every single bottle, there is a lot number that you can go into their website and find the exact lab results for that bottle. And of course, always make sure you do your own research at home. All of these products, especially the ones that you can trust, or the ones that we carry, you can find all of this information online on their websites, and you can always go to third-party researchers that will also be looking into these products and making sure that they're still doing what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And that kind of wraps it up for what we wanted to talk about today. If you ever have any more questions about CBD or any vape product, feel free to leave those questions in the comments below or give us a call. You can always come into the store as well. We're more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like what you saw today, and also hit the bell button so you'll get notifications anytime we do new videos. And do not forget to check us out on Instagram and Facebook because we post deals there all the time. So if you're looking to save on CBD, vape products, etc., check those out because we do a new deal every single weekend.
And if you're a student at Appalachian State University, you will also get 10% off everything in the shop except for CBD products, which is what we're talking about right now. So unfortunately, that won't help you. But if you do like us on Facebook and Instagram,
and if you want to vape CBD, you can save 10% on the device to vape it out of.
Yes, you can.
So it's still relevant.
It still works, and you can still get it on tons of other juices because we also always recommend that it's always better to mix a little bit of e-liquid in with your vapable CBD, just so it's a little easier on your coils, and so that you if you're not used to that CBD taste, it can kind of take some of that bitterness out of it. So you can save 10% on the device you use and the juice that you buy here, the e-liquid that you buy here.
Absolutely. Well, that's about it that we have for you guys today. Dylan and Charlie will be doing more videos like this, and we will see you next time.